Live podcasting from Las Vegas, Nevada, the entertainment capital of the world. This is Drunk Weekends LV, and I'm your host, Prince Tony, followed by my co-host, Sir Arthur Dean, and your Wizard of Fun, Magic Mike. How's everybody doing?
Magic Mike, that was pretty good. That was really good.
Jumping into it right now. That's just fucking amazing.
We are jumping right into it.
I loved it. Prince Tony, man. I'm going to call you that all the time now, Prince Tony.
I couldn't think of anything better. I was trying to decide.
It's good. I mean, it's
I tried to stay away with the Magic Mike because it was so easy, but I couldn't think of anything else that would go with it.
That was pretty good, dude. I like that.
Magic Mike.
So, another week, and we are here again. And what are we drinking tonight, guys?
All right, guys. So, I was walking through Lee's today, and
that's a party call right there.
Already, right? And I was gonna buy a local brew. I kind of saw one that was because what did we buy the last time? Was Bad Beat? No, it wasn't Bad Beat. What was it? Big Dog.
Big Dog, yes.
Big Dog Brewing, and then I was like, you know what? I'll try Bad Beat. I think that's what the other breweries call it, Bad Beat. And I was gonna buy one of theirs, and I had it in my hand. I literally had it in my hand, and I was gonna take it up, and then I'm on the side, like just kind of like my peripherals. I saw this. I saw a Viking, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try that. You know what? Let's do it. I just bought it, and it's called what is it, Tony? You kind of had the pronunciation.
Einstök.
Olgurd.
Yeah, Olgurd. It's an Icelandic.
Exactly, Icelandic beer. Arctic Pale Ale. Never had anything like this in my life, so I mean, this is my first time. I'm gonna go ahead and take a drink.
It's delicious. It's delicious.
Good.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of like a triple IPA.
Ooh, holy shit. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's like...
That's alcohol. That's alcohol in your bones right there. I can taste it. I definitely can. But it's good, though. It's smooth, though. It's not like an IPA.
No.
A whole lot like an IPA.
It has that like a little bitter aftertaste.
Just like an IPA.
Just like an IPA.
I am not a beer connoisseur.
It's okay. We'll turn you into one.
Yeah, I don't think I am. I just really like drinking beer, and I find when it looks cool, I want to try it. I try it, and you know what? What's crazy is I feel like Albertsons has a really good selection.
They do have a very good selection,
especially right here. Like
I was just there.
Like walking through, you're like, holy shit! They have this crazy ass beer I've never heard of, and I want to try it. And I think that's pretty cool.
The one I wanted to try and I didn't even pick up was there was one. Supposedly, it's a recipe that George Washington did, and now Budweiser's making it. Limited edition. This Albertsons has it.
It's not the red, isn't it?
I don't know. It has an American flag on it.
Is it when Budweiser came out? Remember when they changed their name to America?
Yeah.
Oh man.
You know what? And that shit was cool and all, but then like come to find out that it's not even American Brew anymore, right?
It's German.
German.
It's German.
Yeah. InBev, the company out of Belgium.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of German, while you guys are having your Icelandic beer, I am having Beck's, originated in Bremen, Germany. And
it's called Bremen, by the way.
Bremen.
Yeah, of course you would.
Right? Okay.
It's the German table.
Sorry.
So that's probably say.
Anyway, so I'm drinking Beck's, and it falls in the same category as Dos Equis and Stella, where it's just a really easy beer to chug.
And you know what? I'll be honest with you. I don't think I've ever had it, so I'm gonna open.
It's not a bad beer. I've had it before.
After this beer, I'll try it just to see how it is.
Oh, dude, why don't you just double fist it?
Shit, I don't know where the bottle.
And then I brought to the table some Lagunitas IPA, Indian Pale Ale, from Petaluma, California.
We just mixing all kinds of beers today. It's all right though.
Yeah,
that's why we're here.
We're mixing this hangover. It's like we're having a random party, and somehow Bud Light made its way in here too.
Hey, there was Zima on the shelf over at Target, and I almost thought about bringing it, and I was like, no, I don't want to be that guy.
Speaking of that, dude, I was at Winco last week, and I was walking by, and like right in the center, like when you're walking by the produce and like all the box stuff, there was Zima, and I was like, dude, what is going on? Are we just rehashing everything? Are we that desperate that we're going to react Zima?
I kind of feel like everything's just recycled now. We're just going to do everything.
Can't innovate, just
dude. I mean, I
replicate.
I never had Zima, but if they would have had like Smirnoff Ice, like the what was it?
The original one?
The original one, that opaque kind of color.
Yeah.
I would here's my money. Take my money.
Shut up and take my money.
All right, guys. So, do you guys want sports?
But this is
I guess,
podcast
right?
number 3.
This is episode 3.
Yeah, episode 3. So thanks for listening.
I kind of feel like we talk about our beer at first, and then we eventually just jump into sports. I guess I want to jump into sports because I'm pretty excited right now. Because Golden Knights are 3-1 right now.
1 game away.
1 game away from the Stanley Cup Finals, which is
Lord
crazy.
Stanley's Cup.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
It's going to be insane. And
That
you know what?
parade down Las Vegas Boulevard when they're holding that
man,
big
I'll be
medal.
so
I-
fucking
Oh
excited.
my goodness.
I'll be there for all of it, man.
You know, it can happen.
You know
It
what?
can happen.
It can happen. And you know what? When the season first started, I don't think anyone thought that.
Oh, no.
Fucking million years. I don't think so. And we're this close, man. We're knocking on the door right now. We're literally 1 game away.
How? Because I'm not into hockey as much as you, but the goalie, what's his name, Lafleur?
Fleur?
Yeah, Fleur.
Andre Fleury?
Is he?
Fleury's a flower.
He's a pretty. He's a veteran, isn't he? He's like,
Yeah, he's one of the older players.
He's got a couple one under his belt already, right?
Yeah, I think he won a couple with Pittsburgh. I think he might have been with Pittsburgh, but
Okay.
yeah, he's got a couple in already, and I honestly I don't know why he was let go or whatever, but he ended up being here, and man, that guy, he's
It was good though, for whatever
I know, he
reason.
is amazing, man. That guy changes the whole atmosphere of the game. Just like Winnipeg can have the momentum, but like the fact that he is just blocking all their shots, it's crazy how much he makes a difference in the game.
And it's weird because he with the Vegas Knights,
Wow.
especially him, a goalie usually like in hockey and soccer, your goalie's like one of your top players. It reminds me of Jake Taylor from Major League. The catcher. Tom Berenger. He played the catcher, and he was the old guy that they called up from Mexico. You've never seen Major League?
Never Major League.
Oh, God bless you, man. Oh, my God.
I'm sorry, I'm sad I never watched
Major
it.
League's probably one of the best baseball movies ever made.
Yeah.
But he kind of and like I said, I'm not into hockey, so I'm not. But he kind of gives off that vibe, like he's the old guy that everyone's kind of rallying around.
Yeah.
And in Major League, he's
Guy
the
with
old guy
Major
that, and you've seen Major League, right?
Yeah, a long time ago.
When
yeah.
when they're playing the Yankees at
Yeah.
the end, and he actually calls out his shot. Like,
Yeah.
he has like that aura around him, like he's the one leading this team, like
Yeah,
But then again, like I said, I don't know.
No, yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's. I don't know if you guys have heard him speak, but like he has that French Canadian accent, and like everyone loves him. The way he talks and everything like that. Everyone's behind him, and they love him, and yeah, he's a guy that everyone gets behind, which is amazing. But like also like. He also brings to the table like a very he's not a like really serious guy. He's always happy. You always see a smile on his face. And like it wasn't the last game, but it was the game before, I think. What happened was the last game? Oh, shit, I can't remember. But what happened was like there was a fight brewing right in front of his goalie. His
Oh, they gave something to Wet Willie, right?
And then like they asked
Wet
him,
Willie.
and then they asked him after the game, like, why, like why'd you do that? And he's all like, well, I saw everything was going on, everything was going on around me, and like I kind of felt left out, so I just went and played with his ear. And then just the fact that guy's just so like he's so happy about everything, and like he's so like
Sounds like he doesn't take life that serious.
exactly,
Yeah,
he's really happy about life.
And especially in the position they're in. I mean, like he's leading his team
Hell yeah, man.
to like somewhere where an expansion team has never been before.
Yeah, not even close, man. And it's amazing. Like he brings that atmosphere, and like everyone loves that. And I mean, we have a whole lot of players that make a big difference. But Fleury, man, he brings a whole lot to the table, and I think that's just fucking amazing. I love it.
Well, if this podcast ever reaches the ears of any top-ranking office people at Vegas Knights, please consider one Michael Avila for like fan spokesperson, because man, this dude loves his Knights.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
As I said, I think if we win and we make a parade, other cities put some really good parades on, but no one does. Like Las Vegas.
If there's a parade, Oscar Goodman's going to be right there. Oscar Goodman's going to come out of the woodwork. He'll probably lead the parade. There's going to be a couple Elvises. You're going to see Wade Noon come out of nowhere. No, like you said, how he likes to have fun and all that. I remember I tweeted because there was in Major League Baseball there was a brawl between the Yankees and the Red Sox. Maybe about like 2-3 weeks ago. And I tweeted, I was like, man, if I was ever in one of those MLB brawls, because you know how the bench is clear, and everyone would run. I would run out. You know, if I was in the MLB, I would run out and just slap people's asses.
Yeah, you know what?
Because everyone would turn around like, what's going on? And I just go around slapping ass, slap ass, because it's just, you know, who's gonna know it was me?
Yeah, exactly. And like. And then when he's like, "Well, someone slapped my ass. I didn't know what to do."
Because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. You're just
like there was a fight going on around him, and like the guy goes and plays with the guy.
Yeah, and it's like that's not normal.
Someone was like,
"What?" It's a way to kind of like, you know,
yeah,
because we've all played sports. We know how it gets. You know,
sometimes
the tempers do flare up.
Oh, obviously, because you just get passionate about winning that game, and
Yeah.
you might not hate any of the other players on that team, but you're so passionate that sometimes things happen.
Exactly, and yeah, Fleury kind of just mellows that out and everything, and that always puts a smile on everyone's face. He really put a smile on my face after that, and I swear, after every shot he blocks or after like every play that's done, like that guy has a smile on his face. I don't think I've ever seen that guy serious. You know, I mean, I'm sure he's blocking shots and he's pretty serious about it, you know, when he's in the zone. But like right after a play, after he's blocked something or something's went on, like he's got a smile on his face, and it's amazing. That guy brings a whole lot of cheer into the crowd of Las Vegas, which is pretty cool.
And it's cool because not only for Vegas, but like the state of Nevada.
Hell yeah,
I mean,
man.
this year Nevada making all the way to the Elite Eight.
Yeah, that was just pretty.
You know,
amazing.
UNLV basketball had a pretty good year.
For what we
we
expected versus what we
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And with the Vegas Knights,
Strides.
it's it's coming up because it's probably just talking. Probably because Nevada is only known for Vegas, but it's good that we're known for something else other than casinos now.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, and I think there was a whole big argument about like. They're like there can't be professional teams here in Vegas. There's no way. Like no one's gonna get behind that. Like everyone here is not gonna be like happy with that. Like you guys' team is gonna be terrible. It's sort of like I hate to say it, but like an Oakland team or like a San Diego Chargers team. Like how it didn't like I guess it just didn't take off like they expected it to be. They weren't making enough money and stuff like that. And I kind of feel like everyone was saying that about Vegas when they were like thinking about a hockey team here, and people were like in the desert. Like, why bring a hockey team to the desert? Like, that's not going to do well.
And you know what kind of what supported that idea was when Phoenix had their team, the Coyotes, and they just had to fold because first of all, it's because it wasn't really a good team, and people won't get behind a good team.
Yeah.
Now the only thing, and I don't think it'll happen. I think Vegas is pretty loyal that they'll because. Obviously we're going to have bad years.
No, yeah, definitely.
But I think Vegas will still stay loyal to the Knights.
Yeah, of course. I don't think that will change, especially for people that have been here for as long as. And I meet a lot of people here that have been here for years, and like they say they haven't had this feeling. They haven't had this feeling in a long time. Like the last time they had this feeling was when UNLV was making their way.
Larry
Tarkanian.
Johnson, yeah,
Jerry Tarkanian, man, and they say it's the same fucking atmosphere, it's the same fucking feeling that they feel right now. Like I'm getting goosebumps right now. Like people are just like out there, I swear, it's like every person I talk to, whenever I go in their home, it's just like, did you watch that game last night? I was like, hell yeah, I watched that game last night. It was amazing.
We were at the gym yesterday, and it was playing, and I remember you and Louie were sitting down watching it.
Yeah.
And everyone at the gym like. And the third quarter, everyone was just watching it. I mean, it's cool. I'm not going to jump on and say because I've never really watched hockey, but it's cool to see everyone get behind one thing because we never experienced it. We never had a professional team.
No, yeah, definitely.
No.
I mean, the closest thing we had was
Utah Jazz,
or the Colorado Avalanche if it came to hockey.
Yeah.
And especially where we grew up, everyone had their teams. I mean. a small town in northern Nevada is going to have teams.
But
of,
no,
You're all over the place.
Well, yeah,
especially
like-
no professional sports team.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
you're
stay.
all
You're
over.
just like, we're
Yeah.
gonna choose what we can choose.
I
you
mean, myself and Kyle Carpenter were big LA Laker fans.
know? Yeah.
We had Sergio Reese and was a huge 49er fan. I still is a huge
Yeah, he probably
49er
still
fan.
is.
You and your brother being Giants fan,
Giants
Ishmael,
fans.
and
Go Mole, too.
yeah, Mole was a big Giants fan.
Yeah, Faustino being a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
Always
It's just-
being
Luis was a
Eagles
Cowboys fan.
Yeah, so it's just weird how we all kind of and like Chicago, like for some reason I don't know, the Chicago Bears, Chicago Cub fan, like that was just you know.
We really all because we were, which is kind of weird. People were just like, well, you kind of just had the chance to choose anything you wanted to.
Yeah.
Because we had no local team.
Because we didn't. We really didn't have
Yeah,
anything.
then there were
to
some
choose.
people that enjoy Utah Jazz because that was close, but
Yeah,
I never got
that's
behind
true.
the Utah Jazz.
I didn't mind them. You know, they were a good team and all, but yeah, it never really like they didn't have a superstar that I kind of jumped on. Which with NBA, mine was Trace McGrady, so like I was a big Houston fan for a while. I don't know how they're doing now. I haven't watched the NBA.
They
in ages,
actually they won. Well, I think it was last night
Yeah.
or the night before. Yeah. So my NBA predictions were way up. That's expected. You know, I'm not a basketball player.
but- No, I haven't.
I'm just talking out my ass, man.
Yeah.
Which is
Sorry.
fine. It was fine. Like I haven't kept track of the NBA since Tracy McGrady left. So like that was a long time
And I'm
ago.
gonna be
Yeah,
honest, hockey has kind of replaced some NBA stuff for some people.
Yeah, you
Because
know
the Golden
what?
Knights are doing so well, it's like we don't really have a basketball team out here, so
I haven't had a basketball team in a while, and like I kind of liked OKC a little bit. You know, they're kind of okay, but like it wasn't my favorite team. And I mean, I was always a Houston fan just because Chase McGrady played it for a while. But I mean, I wasn't really behind any team, and I haven't been behind any team. So I haven't watched basketball in a while. I've mainly been watching football. So I don't know. So
Yeah, I mean it's the same way. Like like right now, just because of how the success and like it's not a bandwagon fan, but like the success of the Cubs, I've been more. But in basketball, I've always been a Lakers fan. I remember even before Shaq and Kobe when it was like Nick Van Exel.
oh man,
You know,
Back in the day.
and then when Shaq
Magic
and Kobe,
Johnson.
yeah, when Shaq and Kobe got together and they started their three-peat. Well, they went to 4 straight finals. They just lost the 4th one to Detroit. But Kyle and I have always been Lakers fans because I remember we'd always talk about it at school. The Bears, it's a love-hate relationship because we have an amazing defense, and I got to meet Dick Butkus one
That's
time at work.
that is
That
amazing.
was
That is
my
awesome.
knees were shaking,
yeah.
and
I
I told
would've been
them
the same way.
Yeah, I told him we play 8-man football, and surprisingly he knew because I mean, obviously when he was growing up, people still played 8-man. People played 6-man.
Yeah.
So I told him, well, we play 8-man football, and I was surprised he knew about it. And then, then USC had a couple bad years. And speaking of that, some guy at the gym today, I was getting changed, and I put on my I have a USC shirt I always wear.
Yeah.
I put it on, and he came and he walked by. I was like, "Oh, since when USC starting to play football again?" And
Damn.
I instantly turned red, but I was like, this guy got me. And then the best thing I can do is like, well, yeah, we just took a break when Lane Kiffin was coaching.
That's good. That is fun.
But it's it's good that Nevada as a whole finally has a team that we get back.
Yeah, which is cool. And I guess we can segue into I wasn't really gonna bring this to the table, but I kind of wanted to talk about it only because they're new, just like the Vegas Knights have been, and I kind of feel like it's gonna be. I want to watch a few games. I don't know how expensive it'll be, but I mean, if it's not too expensive, I'll go watch it. But the Aces, the Las Vegas Aces, the WNBA team that's coming here, and they're actually gonna start. It looks like 10 days from now. I think the 29th is what I saw posted somewhere, but. That's gonna be. I feel like that'd be pretty cool to watch. Hopefully, it's not too expensive, but that'd be.
I think it'll be fun. I think another team is. If we get behind this team and they do really well, that just that just shows how
the spirit here in Las Vegas, man. I mean, I hope they get a pretty good backing, just like the Golden Knights did. But
We are burping a lot right now. I think we are.
it's this beer that's
This Icelandic beer has got us going.
if you hear silence, it's because we're burping. It is what's going on. Right
It's not dead air. We know what we want to talk about. We just
Exactly.
Passing the bottle opener.
But
Yeah.
my guy.
it's gonna. I think it's gonna be cool, even if they don't do so hot this year. You know, it's a new team. Most times, unexpected to the Golden Knights, but like most times, a new team is expected to not do so hot because they're a new team. You know, they have a new team grouped together. You're not expecting them to do the best, and I'll probably say I'm gonna go watch a game when they start. I don't know what you
As
guys
much as I hate to say it, I hope the Raiders do well when they get here. Not being a Raiders fan, but I hope they come over here and they.
I'm not
I mean,
very-
yeah, they have John Gruden, who's just an amazing coach. I love John Gruden. But
Yeah, I know.
honestly,
that's crazy. They got John Gruden.
honestly, to keep it funky, I think the Raiders should have moved to LA because it's.
Well, that's where their base is at, but I don't
Yeah.
think the city wants them anymore.
Yeah, but you know what? It's probably my old hip hop head self talking about it, dude. But like, you know, like when NWA, especially like Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Anytime I think of, and because my grandfather was a huge Oakland fan, like he was, he lived in like the San Francisco area, but he loved the Raiders and he loved the Oakland A's, and he despised the 49ers and the Giants. He just hated them, and you know, and he, you know, he really loved Oakland, but the problem with Oakland is they just don't want to pay their player. I mean, well, I don't know about the Raiders, but like the A's, they don't want to spend money.
Yeah.
And I get it. Yeah, it can be smart, you know, to save your money and recruit these AAA players. But what happens? They're going to get good. Who's going to get them? The Yankees will get them.
Yeah,
you know,
it's-
anyone who's
Yeah.
willing to spend money are going to get those. And so pretty much that's why I always refer to the A's as a farm team because you get good players, you get them up,
Yeah.
and
That's true.
Oakland doesn't want to pay them. All right, here you go. You know,
Yeah.
and that's why like I
kind of feel like there's farm teams in any kind of sport aspect.
Well, I mean, I don't know. The Oakland to Vegas thing is still kind of iffy. I would have much rather seen Oakland to LA, and you know,
I guess I'm just more excited that there's going to be an NFL team here and I can watch some games.
And that's like if they play Green Bay
that's,
at any time, that'd be fun to be like, hey, I saw my team playing. I didn't have to go all the way to Wisconsin.
Exactly, and like
Yeah.
when the Giants come here and play, like that'd be a really cool game to go to. But like, I think we're both in the same boat where like they don't play for like fucking 6 or 5 years
Yeah.
or whatever. Where they just played this year, so they're not going to play for another 5 years. So
and a little side note: when the NFL season starts, Tony and myself, we do not talk.
Yes.
We
the
hate each
Browns
other.
versus the Packers.
The Bears.
Oh yeah. Thank you. You called me out on it. Hey, that's what I needed. The Bears. versus the Packers.
Tony and
They're both
I.
beasts.
Tony and I are just at.
I podcast from a different room.
You can Skype each other. You can Skype call and record it all. Yeah.
It's just that rivalry, the Packers and the Bears. You know, it's an old school.
I have the cheese head and I will be wearing it.
That's a really really big rivalry, right? The Bears.
Oh, and you know, going back to hockey, I was meaning to ask you. I asked Louis this yesterday, but once obviously next year Vegas is going to be because I think maybe this year teams overlook Vegas like an easy win. We're going to get that W.
Yeah.
And obviously
the
not.
regular season.
Yeah.
Really did.
Who do you think is going to be Vegas's like
Rivalry? No, I think it's already I already think it's the LA Kings.
Yeah, that's exactly what Louis said.
And that's what I was thinking because there's nobody else close now. I always thought the Kings and the Ducks would be a rivalry because it's like obviously a freeway kind of thing, the way the Anaheim Angels and Dodgers are. But I think us and the Kings is a perfect rivalry.
Only because like all the stuff that was said and all the stuff that was like talked about when they played each other. Like I don't know the LA Kings main player's name is, but like there was a whole lot of trash talking about like the fact that like oh well yeah in the regular season they got us, but you know what like when playoffs come to shove like who's going to be the better team and all that. And he's
We
like,
proved who the better
he's like,
team was.
yeah, and he was like I was like you're going to see at the end of the season who's going to be ahead and who's not. And then like they like Knights came out and just straight blasted, you know.
Yeah, and it was funny
Swept them.
because there's a meme on Twitter where they call the Knights like after they they beat the Kings. They're like, for right now, we're not going to be the Knights. We're going to be called the Kingslayers. And they had a picture of Jamie Lannister in a Knights jersey.
That's amazing.
That was pretty cool. I was like, yeah,
that's a good one.
I forget they're calling it. They're calling it. It's not. It's not the Interstate 80. What is
The 15? The 15...
that goes to California?
Yeah, because that goes to... Yeah.
That goes to L.A.
Well, it doesn't go...
Well,
it goes to San
LA,
Diego, but I would say it's just a... I don't know what they're...
They called it some like interstate something rivalry, and I don't know what it is, but they're calling it that rivalry, and they already made a name for it. So I mean, obviously people are already behind it.
Oh well.
Speaking of rivalries, does anybody remember Wells and Jack?
That's what I was going to say. Shout out to the Highway 93.
Yeah, you get that sign, the plaque.
Yeah. which we haven't won.
When was the last time we touched that?
Yeah.
I think it's a couple times.
To be fair, Jack no longer has a football
So
team.
it can't. I honestly, I feel like it should have been more for basketball than it should have for football.
Yeah, because we were more of a basketball.
We were more of
school.
a basketball school.
We were more-
I think
I
at
love
one time
football,
we were
don't
a
get me wrong.
decent football school.
We
At one time, I'm not
2
saying
years.
like...
I mean,
Maybe a year and a
like when
half.
some of your cousins played,
I think
when Jerry was playing, and
I think
they're decent.
the last time we actually made any kind of noise was my sophomore year. When it was my sophomore year where we played Wells. It was the second game of the season, and Wells always. I mean, I'm pretty sure they thought they're just going to run over us, and we actually had a very decent defense. And
What the is that? Is that just blowing
it's on my mouth.
No, it's on you.
It was some kind of.
I got it.
Some kind of butter.
It's dead on your pants. Smack it.
Oh, something like that.
I think that was the last time we made any kind of noise. Was my sophomore year, but I just
Yeah, it's
well, like they say in Friday Night Lights, man. Babies and memories, man. Babies and memories.
I love that video.
But yeah, I remember.
Wait.
Speaking of that, it's totally off topic, but that was on Instagram. The song that they use in Friday Night Lights, the explosions in the sky, the one where like at the beginning where they show them they're using that in a Pacifico commercial.
No, they are.
Yeah, they're using that in a
Fucking
Pacifico
amazing.
commercial. And so I commented on it. I was listening to it at work, and I commented and I used the speech that God, what's his name? The actor.
What is his name?
He has a very hick
Billy
sounding
Bob
name.
Thornton?
Billy Bob Thornton
Bob Thornton,
says is like when he tells him, do you know what perfect is? You know,
Yeah.
like perfect is looking your team in the eye and telling you
it's-
you gave everything you could.
everything you could.
I commented on there. I was like, do you know what perfect is? Perfect is looking your friend in the eye and telling them that fridge is full of Pacificos. Go get one. I was like, man.
Oh, that's fucking amazing. That's fucking hilarious. But you know what? Let's segue that into movies because I feel like, well, we're already 30 minutes in. We were supposed to talk about movies in the beginning, and well, we're 30 minutes in. So now
this
let's go ahead and
podcast
talk
is
about-
going. This podcast may be a little bit more than an hour.
It probably is, especially when we're jumping into our first topic. You know what? This is what happened in the last episode too. But I mean, 30 minutes in, we're gonna talk about our first topic. And you guys want to do the quotes now, or do you guys want to do the Easter eggs? Let's do the Easter eggs first.
You want to do the? I'll do the
Let's do
Easter
it.
eggs.
All right, movie Easter eggs. That was me, my topic. The one that popped in my head the other day was with Independence Day. Independence Day had a pretty funny one that I read about, and I heard about it in another podcast too, and I thought it was really funny. It was when what's his name? Guy with the glasses, and what's his name?
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum. He's like, all right, I gotta find where my ex-wife's her address is or whatever. And then he goes into the address book. He goes to the address book and takes a look at the address book, and it says it says 123 She's Right Here Avenue. And it's like, really? 123 She's Right Here Avenue. Like, that's what they posted, and like you can see it. You can see it in the actual movie. I think that's what it is, but I fucking can't remember. I've had too many to drink now, but that's essentially what it says. 123 She's Right Here Avenue, and and it was just a cool, funny little Easter egg, just like saying that. And they could have posted some kind of weird Joe Schmo address, but instead they put that, and I know it was funny. And And that was a really, really cool Easter egg in the movie. But what about you guys? Do you guys have any?
I think one that I think of off the top of my head would be R2D2 and 3CPO and Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh yeah, they're in the
When he finds the Ark,
hieroglyphics.
they're in the
Yeah.
hieroglyphics.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, they make an appearance in the.
It's the same with one of the Star Wars movies. I think it's Episode 3, or Episode 2. I forget which one. But Palpatine is giving his. Well, if it's Palpatine, it's Episode 3. He's giving his speech, and you see the ET creatures like at the top.
What?
Yeah,
That's
so
fucking cool.
obviously because George Lucas and Spielberg had
Yeah,
that
yeah.
connection. But I have to say the king. Well, not the king, but the best place to catch Easter egg, thing for movies is in any Marvel movie.
They
I vividly remember watching Iron Man, and this is when I first moved to Vegas, where I was living with Jorge Martinez. Shout out to my down under brother, man. That guy's the man. When we were watching Iron Man, and there's a scene where Tony Stark is he's building something, and you see Captain America's shield on the table. And then you get to know more that his grandfather was the one that helped turn Steve Rogers into Captain America.
Yeah,
That's really cool. And really, really, really quick, the scene in Avengers where Thor's like, "This is my friend Tree," and I am Groot, and Captain America looks at him and was like, "I am Steve Rogers." That is.
That's fucking amazing,
That is
right?
the best.
It is perfect because both the characters that they do that's fucking amazing. I love it.
God,
that was a good fucking movie,
this
man.
is turning this DC boy into a Marvel guy, man.
That movie, man. I think that movie might have turned a lot of people.
And
It got me pretty damn close too. It hit me to the heart, and it made me fucking laugh. Like especially the Thor and Guardians of the Galaxy.
with
the whole season
yeah.
man. That was funny, man. That got me laughing so much, man.
When Drax tells Star Lord, it's like, "No, you're a dude.
Yeah.
This is
This
a man."
man.
No, but I think they do the best in actually like putting Easter eggs, and I mean obviously the post credits and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah, but like in the movie itself, they do their best to kind of and they do it really like it's really subtle sometimes. Where
Most
like
times,
you have
yeah.
to really watch to.
Yeah,
and that's what's cool though. I appreciate that.
They had the whole Harold the Duck kind of part in Guardians too, and he was in a post credit scene as well.
Yeah.
I don't know whose movie it was, but
It was Guardians of the Galaxy.
he was in the post credit.
Yeah,
Guardians.
it was
I know he was in the Guardians because he was in the guy. What is that guy's name?
the Benicio del Toro is the collector.
Yeah,
right?
the collector.
Yeah.
He was in his collection.
It's at the end because Benicio del Toro is drinking some water or something, and I forget. And Howard the Duck is there with like martini glass.
Yeah,
and he's like,
okay.
and he tells him, "Oh, you're drinking that? Oh, that's gross." Because the dog is also drinking the water. It's really cool. I really enjoy that. I really enjoy those. And I think because Marvel and they were really smart to do that. They were really smart to put them at the post credits and all that for people to
Post-credits
say.
are really fun, yeah.
So that's what kind of I think they really took the mantle of like putting Easter eggs in movies.
They did a really good job.
Because obviously you go to see the movie because you want to see what's going on, but the second most asked question of anyone who's seen a Marvel movie is like, what happened in the post credits?
Yeah.
Like who shows up?
which is really cool. You kind of see like, oh shit, that's what's happening next. Just like what happened in the Avengers: Infinity War. If anyone's watched the spoilers, but like at the end of it, they have the Captain America. Is that her name?
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah. Which is played by Brie Larson, who is drop dead gorgeous.
Dying.
Oh man.
Yeah, she's amazing. And but like they actually showed something in that movie where like it's actually like I guess kind of importance, but I guess the few others that we've seen before, it kind of was just funny, cool little endings. Like I don't know if it was Spider-Man: Homecoming where they showed Captain America and like he's doing the little spiel about in school, right?
That just became a meme.
That shit was
That just became a
hilarious.
meme. Have you seen that? Like, there was
He's
one
standing
where,
like this in his suit, right?
where he comes in he sits on the chair,
Yeah.
and he starts out like so, and then that became a meme because there was one where it's like, so you just got catfished again.
Yeah,
That's pretty funny.
See, but like, yeah, see, like that one was like it wasn't forwarding any plot. It wasn't showing us anything actually. It was just funny and it was good, and I liked it. But apparently, a lot of whole Marvel fans were just like, well, I wanted to see what was going to happen next. Like, I kind of want to see it. And I was like, no, dude, that was cool. I don't give a shit about that.
Fanboys.
Yeah.
Well, no, because I'm a fanboy too, but it's.
I think I am as well, a little bit.
I think you just got to know when to appreciate humor.
Yeah,
and when
exactly.
to,
Yeah. Oh well. Well, I guess now from that we can go ahead and segue into. I guess we want to do movie quotes now.
Yeah, so we are going to play a game if anybody is
Go ahead, Tone.
listening. So the game will consist of Dean will ask me movie quotes, and then I need to guess what movies they're from, and then I will ask Mike movie quotes, and he needs to guess where they're from. And then Mike will ask Dean, and then I guess we're determining a loser somehow. Is it?
I'm gonna count them. So I'm gonna.
How many you get right?
So how many you get? The person with the least amount right
Who's gonna go first?
has to take.
So we're gonna.
a
Dean's
shot.
gonna start with me. I'll go to you, and
Okay,
then
so
you
go-
go to
I'm
Dean.
gonna go Tony.
There is a bottle of Jose Cuervo on the table that will be
Hey.
for the loser to take a shot.
Well, shit.
And
guys, I'm sorry.
Personally speaking, because I have worked in the food and beverage area of hospitality work, at least when I worked at Pete's, at Cactus Pete's, Jose Cuervo was the cheap stuff
It is.
that was from the well. So it's like this is the. It's pretty bad. So whoever's gonna lose
This is nasty.
is gonna take
To
a shot.
be fair, that was bought for me for Christmas to mix to make tequila sunrises.
And it's also been out of the freezer for a little bit. It's probably
It's dripping
leaking a little
It
bit.
was frozen.
So it's
Hey,
I will.
All right.
We could have done Jack, but instead we're doing tequila. So we're doing tequila, man. I'm not.
all right,
a fan
Dean.
of-
Let's
We're
don't let
doing
me
it.
see what you have typed up there.
We're doing tequila because viva la raza.
Yeah, that's right.
That's actually another topic we'll get into after this. But all right. Okay.
You know my name,
All right. So who's first?
So
to go?
I will start. I'll give Tony.
and then I'll give you, and then you'll
Yeah,
give
I'll-
me.
And
so wait, hold on. So I kind of messed up. You have 5.
I have 5.
You have 5.
I have 5.
Shit, dude, I only have 4.
That's okay because we'll think of something.
I'll figure it
We'll
out. You know
figure
what?
it out.
You know what? Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
You can always look stuff up while we are.
And what the rules are generally it has to be a pretty well known movie
Yeah.
Or-
Something that you've seen.
or a cult classic.
Yeah.
All right, and it will be. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with an easy one first, and gradually just get a little harder. So,
Okay.
so this is the easiest one, Tony. So I hope you get it. I hope so because if you don't get it,
I have the odd feeling it's a casino quote. So.
prepare yourself. Prepare yourself.
Prepared.
Prepare your body.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Here goes.
Okay. Act 1, Scene 1. I swear to God, I'll pistol whip the next guy who says shenanigans. Hey Farva, what's the name of that restaurant with all the goofy shit on the walls and the mozzarella sticks? You mean shenanigans? Oh!
Oh, come on, Tony.
I don't actually know that.
Ay, Dios mío.
Come on, Tony. Think about it. Just a few seconds.
Think about
No,
it.
because I've never heard that quote before.
Never heard of that?
No.
All right, I'm gonna give you 5 seconds.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Chalk up an L, because I don't know what you're talking about.
All right.
That quote is Mikey. What quote is that from?
That is from Super Troopers.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's super true.
So
Damn,
Tony's
I
got
haven't
an
seen that in a
X.
long time. Okay.
All right, we got Tony got an X on that one.
All
I'm
right,
still looking for Dean's fifth. So.
So Tony, you give it to Mikey.
Oh, so we're going.
Oh, I thought you were just giving me all my 5.
Do you want to
Yeah,
do that
yeah,
one?
yeah.
You want to do that one?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
Give me a little bit more time.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Dean's last.
That makes sense. Okay. I'm gonna make it a little harder. Make
That's
one
okay.
harder.
That's part of the game.
You should get this one.
one.
I didn't get the last one, so you said that was the easy one.
All right. We'll make spears. Hundreds of them. Long spears. Twice as long as a man. That long. Aye. Some men are longer than others. Your mother's been telling stories about me again, eh?
I have 2 in mind. It sounds too funny to be the 300, so I'm thinking, what's that, year 1? No?
Go ahead. You could. Do you want to guess again or
No.
no?
Year 1?
So year 1 is your guess?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. That's Braveheart.
Oh.
Braveheart.
I've never seen Braveheart.
Oh,
Holy.
shit. Come on. I haven't watched the whole.
Oh.
I think I watched it once and I haven't watched it again. So.
Oh man, Tony, bless your heart, man. Okay, all right.
I'm losing this one big time right now. It's all
You-
movies I
you
haven't
are
seen.
right.
I think that shot.
Okay.
Which I'm okay.
Okay, here's an easy one. Here's an easy one.
You said about the last one.
Okay, maybe we're okay. Every time I come in the kitchen, you in the kitchen, in the goddamn refrigerator, eating up all the food, all the chitlins, all the pig's feet, all the collard greens, all the hog maws. I want to eat them chitlins. I like pig's feet.
Roots?
Yeah. You know what? Dean, I have no idea what that's from.
Yeah.
So,
You guys don't.
What's
That's
that?
Friday.
well,
You guys.
I
I've seen Friday, and that just doesn't come to mind.
It's when Craig is going to the fridge, and he makes his big old bowl of cereal, and he grabs the milk, and then he doesn't have any milk, so he goes back in the fridge, and his dad, Mr. Jones.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Okay. Oh man. Well, if you didn't get that one, here's the.
I'm
third
failing
one.
miserably right now.
You got 3.
I really hope everybody else feels miserably. We're
Yeah,
on the
I
same boat.
don't know. I don't think that's how it's gonna go, Tony.
Okay, here's the third one. Oh, hold on. Let me get my hat.
Oh shit!
Oh my god, I'm just so disappointed. Okay. All right.
Oh, I got
This is
my
the
second.
scene. Okay.
All right. You know what?
Okay.
Dean, I hope you got. I hope you get this one.
What are we doing? What are you doing? We're gonna send you back home wrapped in an American flag with a hunk of cheese up your ass, Caparzo, you smart ass. Hey, I thought you liked it in the ass. What? I thought you liked it in the ass. Okay, I'll give you a hint. We were just quoting this movie earlier.
I know. I was.
I think it's
fuck.
before we were recording that.
Yeah. No, and it's on the. It's right there, and I can't think of the name. And that's Tom Hanks in it. Yeah. That's why. But for some reason,
Mike, you
I'll give you another hint. Matt Damon is in it.
yeah, I know Matt Damon's in it. I just can't think of the title off the top of
It's
it.
Vin Diesel's
Come
first role.
on, you have it in your head. I know you just can't.
I know. I can't. And it's about World War II.
Yes, it is.
And they're looking for a brother.
Yes, it is. You're gonna, if you get one more hint, I'll just give it to you. Not one more hint. If you get one more, like,
Good little tidbit of the movie. Maybe we'll give it to you.
oh,
I just I can't think of it off the top of my head. Saving Private Ryan.
there we go.
Yeah, I knew everything about the movie. I just couldn't think of the title.
No.
Okay,
Well,
there
you
we
got
go.
it, you got it.
So,
I'm gonna give you- I'm gonna
Tony's
give you
up
1
on
point for that. I'm gonna
one
give
for
you-
three.
1 for 3. Yeah.
No, it's one. No,
No,
it's
you
one
had
for
three.
No,
four.
I haven't hit any. This is my
Four.
first one.
He's got 3 X's and one. So
Okay.
wait. So you have one more, Tony?
Well,
Yeah.
we had the last one. I was never good at math.
God damn, man! You guys get crazy. You guys got 5.
Okay.
Well, I got my 5th one now. but
All right.
Go ahead.
Here we go, Tony. This is the last one. It's the hardest one. Yeah. Well, it might be, but okay. Here we go.
Wait, hold on. So you're just reading it, right? So I'm just gonna read mine. I'm not gonna do like.
Well, you
Yeah, I'm not doing voice or anything.
You can
I'm
do
just
voices
reading.
too if you feel like.
Well,
yeah.
I feel like do it. You guys are gonna know it right away because
well,
I'm pretty good.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Okay.
read it. That's what I'm
good
gonna
at
do.
interpretation.
Okay.
Impersonations.
Here we go. Some of you are thinking that you won't fight. Others, that you can't fight. They all say that until they're out there. Thrust this into another man's chest, and the crowd will applaud and love you for it. In time, you may even begin to love them for that.
I think I know it.
Ultimately, we're all dead men. Sadly, we cannot choose how, but we can decide how we meet that end. So we are remembered as men.
Gladiator?
There you go. There you go.
2. You got 2 out of
2 out of 3.
I've only seen half of
2 out of
that
5.
2 out of
so-
5. 2 out of 5.
Yeah, you know what?
Damn, no
You're
wonder
doing
I'm
all
so
right.
bad at math.
You know what? You're probably gonna do better than me because I feel like Tony's just gonna be hard as fuck, and I'm not.
I
gonna
trust
give
it.
him, but
Okay.
Okay, so
All
Tony
right, all
so
right.
far has got 2.
He's got 2 out of 5, and
Okay.
I guess it's my turn now. So
All right.
Start
So
swinging 'em at me.
just let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready, man.
Okay.
I am 100% behind this.
You just can't go around killing people.
can't just go around killing people. Shit, man. Damn.
Oh, god damn it. That sounds so familiar.
It's very familiar. I also made sure to ask your brother what movies you've seen, so I wouldn't just throw random quotes out there. You've seen this movie, so.
I've seen it quite a bit, or
Oh, you might have seen it quite. I don't know how many times you've seen any of these movies.
Shit, dude. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, I'll give you the.
Give me the X. Give me
It's
the X.
John Connor talking to.
I knew it.
Terminator.
I
You go around killing people.
Let's go around killing people. You should have done with the kid's voice. Maybe I would have got it.
She's not my mother, Todd.
Mother Todd.
All right, let's move on to number 2.
That shit.
Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to bed before either of you come up with another clever idea to get us killed. Yep, that
don't
is.
even read it,
yeah.
man. I got one.
All right, that's 1.
That's one. He's been forgotten, but when there's no one left in the living world who remembers you, you disappear from this world. We call it the final death.
I'm gonna call it Coco.
Yep.
Yeah, boy.
Damn.
Oh, damn. I didn't even know that one.
Yeah, that one.
I didn't know that one. It's just because I knew where to look for him.
Coco. Man.
Do you want to know why I use a knife? Guns are too quick.
God damn it, Tony! Ah, why you gotta do this to me, baby?
You can't savor all the little
Dark Knight, man. Wait, fuck that shit. No, what if this ends up happening? That was one of mine.
Was that one of
That
yours?
was one of mine.
Oh, you better think of another one.
Damn it. Well,
we didn't know that was gonna happen.
Yeah,
I get-
that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
that shit, that's just hard. Like you don't expecting that shit to happen. I didn't expect it to happen. I thought all of us would be.
Okay, so we'll
well, we have one more.
We'll take a minute break. Think of another
So I
one.
started thinking about
Think
something.
another one.
Think about another one.
In the meantime, drink the beer.
drink
Drink the beer.
drink. Well, shit.
Where's the bottle opener?
I'm gonna go ahead with. I'm gonna go with something easy. I should go. With something
In the meantime, let me tell a quick story. I almost died today at the gym.
Exactly. That's a good.
Yeah, that's a
segue
good
because
way.
We wanted to talk about.
So,
that.
I was working out today, and today was shoulders, and I was doing a shoulder press with dumbbells, and I was sitting on the
bench.
Well, it's not bench, but I don't know what it was. And I was doing the 115-pound dumbbells, both sides, and I it's gonna sound really bad. I couldn't get it up. I couldn't get the lift off, and then when I finally did, I was at like a standstill, and for like maybe 2 or 3 seconds, I was like, "These dumbbells are gonna slip out of my hands. They're gonna land on my head, and I'm gonna die at the gym. I'm gonna die. That's it. There we go. I'm gonna be one of those rare fatalities at a gym." And this dude came up behind me, and because I saw him, and he was ready to spot, and I was like, and I think what I don't mean to sound arrogant, but what pisses me off is when people think you need a spot and they come over, and I don't know, they mean well, and I think that's probably what I needed, and mine just like I threw them up, and I was like, okay, they're up. If I can do maybe 3, I'll be fine. I ended up pumping out like 8 of them.
Yeah.
15, and then I put them down, and then I went up to the guys like, hey man, thank you, because for a second there, I already thought I was going to be able to do it. I thought I was going to die. So I had to say thank you to the guys. So that's a dangerous world weightlifters live in, man.
Yeah, I know. So you have one more. Did you find yours?
Well, I think I got, it, but it's so easy.
Okay, whatever. You've already got all of yours.
No,
You missed
my
one.
first one.
So here's the last one. He's an idiot. Comes from upbringing. His parents are probably idiots too. Lorraine, you ever have a kid who acts like that?
Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
All right.
All right, so I'm ahead of Tony, so I'm excited about that.
So now we have Dean.
So now we got Dean, and damn, I just deleted one of mine. So let's.
Can you undo?
No, I can't. It's gone. So.
I have a feeling I'm taking the shot.
I know you guys have watched this movie, but I feel like this is pretty cool. All right, so all right. He says, all right. So this is how it starts. Do me a favor. tell my children I love them very much. All right, you alien assholes. In the words of my generation, up yours!
Oh, that's Independence Day.
Yeah.
That's Randy
Alright.
Quaid. That's Randy Quaid, right?
Yeah.
Ding's
That's
got
Randy Quaid.
one. Nice,
Which
nice.
he was in, I don't know if you guys seen it, but Vegas Vacation.
Yeah,
He was Cousin Eddie.
Yeah, he was Cousin
And then
Eddie.
he goes, ha ha ha, hello boys, I'm back. Yep.
And,
All right.
and in Vegas Vacation, he also does this thing that once again, my mom and dad are so weird with it. They love that movie where he goes when they go to the buffet line.
Yeah.
And he goes over like, give me some of the yellow. And don't get cheap on me.
Is that when he tells them only one plate?
Yeah. Clark, this is all you can eat. We only need one plate. And he brings out the whole package.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, next one. I'm ready.
That's it, buddy. That's it, buddy.
Got a question for you. Where's the damn bait?
Oh, man.
Take all the damn
The
pictures you want. This is the damn tour. He's standing there with the fishing pole. I got a question for you. Where's the damn bait?
Fun fact, dude. Fucking Chevy Chase looks exactly like my uncle. Okay.
Anyway, all right.
Next one.
Number two.
That was number one, right?
That's number
Yeah,
one.
so
All
we're
right,
on
all
move
right.
on.
I feel like I should do the voice for this one, but I won't. I'm just gonna read it, and hopefully you know it. All right. You ready, Dean? You ready
Yeah.
for this one? I'm just a little boy playing with his dick when he's nervous. Come on, dude.
That's Sergeant Lincoln Osiris, Tropic Thunder, played by one Robert Downey Jr.
Number two, we got it. I feel like that one was necessary.
It was very necessary.
Yeah.
Just a little boy playing with his dick when he's nervous.
Dude, I was wearing really weird gym shorts, and for some reason I just kept like fixing them.
Were they
I-
itchy one?
I
It
wasn't.
don't matter. It's
I wasn't-
funny, though. It's funny.
I'm not gonna be touching myself on a podcast, man.
All right, so this one, Maggie helped me, so maybe hopefully that's some kind of bonus or kind of helps you a little bit. But all right, so here it is. Right, you have the voice of an angel. Your voice is like a combination of Fergie and
Step
Jesus.
Brothers.
God, thank you.
When I heard Maggie, I was like, I know what it is.
All right, we got three. We got three there, and you know what? Honestly, I'm gonna be upset because I'm still sad that my other ones are pretty easy. So because I just found them like 2 seconds ago. All right, so this one is. Fuck, I shouldn't even read this one. You're gonna know it already. You hear this little girl, Frankie? Is this a little girl? This is a little freaking girl? What happened, you fucking tough guy? Who told my friend to stick it up your fucking ass? Oh, Dean.
That is the one and only Joe Pesci in Casino.
Dean's got this in the bag. He's
Yeah.
obviously not taking this shot right now. All right. My next one, here it is. All right. You know what? Maybe this one's a little harder. Oh, wait.
Is this the fifth one?
If you guys
Yeah.
tie it, maybe we'll have a tiebreaker.
Oh, no.
'Cause if he misses
he's
one-
already ahead of me, I think.
No, because you only missed one.
Oh, I did only miss one.
And if he only misses
shit,
one,
yeah.
then it's a tiebreaker.
Oh, I did not plan for a tiebreaker.
Okay, well, here it is, all right. Hi, here to talk to you about the most valuable traits a student or a soldier can have. Patience. Sometimes, patience is the key to victory. Sometimes, it leads you very little. And it seems like it's not worth it. And you wonder why you waited so long for something so disappointing.
That's Captain America. That's Captain America.
It is. It was in the same suit we were just talking about. So Dean got 5 out of 5 over here. Dean obviously knows his movies.
And obviously, that probably just shows how much of a nerd I am. That I just
You know
watch
your movies.
It's
To be fair, he knew all his movies except for the Terminator one.
I know. And I wasn't really. I guess I just didn't think about Terminator. I wasn't really thinking.
And you know what though? Because I was talking to Louis yesterday. Because I was telling him, "Oh, we're gonna do this movie quote quiz, and I'm gonna test Tony." And Louis was pretty much telling me, like, "You only have a." Oh my god, this beer's really
That's just what it's doing to us today, apparently.
Yeah.
But it's
Oh.
okay. It's still delicious.
You have a certain movies that you always watch that you will know. So like if I said any quote from that Michael J. Fox movie, the business one,
Yeah.
you would know exactly what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. But I just
You want all the
grew up
board,
on movies, man. That's my Saturday afternoon consisted of waking up, doing chores for my parents. I was at my grandma's house, and I'd watch I'd watch sci-fi for a good 2 hours. I'd go to the burger house, rent maybe 3 movies, get a ghetto pizza, and a 2-liter Mountain Dew. No, not 2 liter, a 1 liter Big Mouth Mountain Dew, and just watch movies until like 5:30 when Faustino and Lupe would come pick me up, and then we'd go hang out. So maybe that's why I know movies because for that certain amount of time, like that's all I watched.
Hell yeah, man.
Speaking of those pizzas, a lot of people grew up on those Reese's pizzas,
Oh, they were delicious.
Shout out to Reese's Pizzas.
which apparently are still available in Oregon at Walmart's.
You fed all the poor kids in Jackpot.
Yeah, whenever
Because it was 2 pizzas for $3.99.
Yeah, who the hell wouldn't, right? Shit, dude. That
And the
shit was good as
burritos,
fuck.
it was all kind of in that one section there.
The burritos were the
And they came in the
best.
colorful boxes. The red was the hot, the
Red
green was the
hot,
chili,
green was the green chili.
the brown was the bean, and the
no,
orange
brown,
was the cheese.
brown was beef and bean.
Beef and bean.
Yellow was was it
there was an
yellow or
orange that was like bean and cheese.
bean and cheese.
I love bean and cheese too, but the red one was probably my favorite.
I couldn't eat the red one. The red
The
one.
orange one was my
It beef
favorite.
and bean, right?
Yeah, the orange one was my favorite, the bean and cheese.
Bean and
Bean and
cheese,
cheese?
is delicious. Yeah,
No,
but
dude,
beef and
my
bean is
favorite
good.
ones were the green and the brown.
Yeah, it was green chili, right?
Yeah,
Some
and
beef and chili. Or something like
and
Was-
I remember when I used to go to the store for my grandma. No, I used to go to the store with my grandma, and we'd walk. And believe it or not, Jackpot was a one stoplight town. But even before the stoplight,
Yeah, I remember before the
there
summer.
used to be just a stop sign. We'd go to the store, and I would always be like astounded because my grandma had food stamps.
Yeah.
But this is when food stamps came in the booklet.
Oh,
So they had monopoly money.
Remember, there was no back side to it. There was only the front side.
Yeah. And my mom would always laugh because because one time I told my mom, I was like, Mom, my grandma uses a different kind of money. She uses kind of money. And man, dude, because I grew up pretty much. My dad worked swing shift. My mom worked mornings. So my grandma pretty much, raised
Took care of you while
raised
they
my
were
sister and I.
working.
But she raised all my cousins. Like every single one of them was raised by my grandma. But I remember I'd always go to the store with my grandma, and she'd always pull out this booklet, and I was like, "Man, what kind of money is this?"
This is kind of some kind of check or
But
something. I don't
and then
understand.
as you grow up, you figure out like, oh well, okay, but damn, dude, those are some of those memories that just stick with you,
Yeah,
man. It's just
definitely.
I remember getting Reese's burritos, Reese's pizza, which AKA ghetto pizza,
Hell yeah.
and Squeeze-Its.
Never a fan of Squeeze-Its myself.
You know,
I remember what they were, but I didn't like it. I've always been a soda man,
What is
so.
that again? Oh, squeeze it? Oh,
Squeeze
They
it.
give
Remember
those
you
bottles
pull the
and they had
top
their
off?
faces on them,
Yeah,
and then you.
pull the top off,
Yeah.
and squeeze in. If you always got the blue or the purple, you'd always be in the bathroom. Maybe like 15 minutes later.
I have no fucking idea. I know what you're just talking about right now.
Kool-Aid made a version of that as well. Remember they had some similar
yeah.
to that, yeah.
Kool-Aid or Kool-Aid, fucking Kool-Aid. Where is that?
No, it's not like that. All right. Well, Tony, I poured you your shot, and I kind of feel like Tony knew he was going to lose, and that's why he didn't choose the Jack. I think that's why he chose the tequila.
Cuervo.
It'd be a little smoother for him, but
I don't know about smoother.
It's gonna
This is a mixing liquor right here.
It's gonna make you feel a little
But
bit.
hey,
enjoy it.
A game's a
Have
game.
Watch movies next Saturday.
Watch a little
Smarten
bit.
up.
Look,
Yeah, exactly, smarten up.
See, this guy knows. He's got this artist.
Yeah.
I thought you were related, son.
But look at all the movies that you can
God, we
watch.
are drunk for this
You'll
podcast.
You'll be good.
Ay,
All right,
Diosito.
See, remember, he smacks him in the back of the head. What's the head? Smarten up. Don't make a fuck out of me, Tony.
Fuck out of me. Tony?
All right, salute.
Enjoy. I'm
To all your
just
health.
put on your phone.
Hey.
Go ahead and take a shot.
I did not know, and that's part of the game.
Just knock it back.
Boom! There you go, Tony. Taking a shot of tequila. Hopefully you're okay after that. But well, we're sitting at an hour right now. So how are you guys feeling? What are you guys thinking?
Good. That's we had the lighter side. Now let's kind of just take it to I don't know if you guys saw on the news, but there was 2 cases of like kind of plain racism that's been out, and I figured we'd talk about this because Tony made a very good point yesterday when we were driving back from the gym. He was saying that this is, as Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino, said, this is America right now. We are, I don't know how to play it, but we are going to be what we are for the time being. When she said it, was like, you know, yeah, sucks to
This
say,
is
but
America.
Yeah.
This is exactly.
Yeah.
There's.
And you know, my mom said it pretty well too. It's with Trump becoming president, it's like someone lifted a rock and all these cockroaches just fucking just spread out. But there is a lot of blatant racism going on.
Because people think they can get away with it.
Yeah, because if the guy at the top can, you know, if he can say that there was,
Excuse
and back in August when there was the protest, there was a protest with the neo-Nazis, and if he can say there's good people on both sides, then yeah, of course we can get they can get away with racism.
Yeah.
But so this is what we got to deal with. In Oakland, there was a lady, I forget her name, but I'm not going to recognize her name. Fucking, because to me, anyone who's racist is lower than a human being. If you look at someone just based on their color of skin, just say and just immediately dislike them, then nah, fuck that. You're not going to get my respect. But she was trying to call the cops because there was black people trying to have barbecue.
Yeah, okay.
You know, and I don't know if you've seen the video, but it's hilarious.
I've seen the video.
She ends up crying, and the cops are there, and they're like, because the cops have to show up.
Yeah.
You know, they have
When
to
the
show up
cops
and see what's
show,
going
yeah,
on.
I gotcha.
But she was trying to call the cops because she was saying there's a city ordinance that there can't be charcoal burning and all that, and all that, and they ended up just ignoring her. That was one of them.
Okay.
The second one that really pissed me off was in New York, where this lawyer was at a I think it was called like Fresh Kitchen. It was
Yeah.
and he went in there, and he was saying that the coworkers were speaking Spanish, and that because God forbid you speak Spanish in New York City, which is known like for bringing
ethnicity
for
central,
ethnicity.
right?
I mean, and you've been there.
Yeah.
I mean, you've probably saw every single kind of.
I saw everyone there. It
But
was
that's where
crazy.
everybody used to come in.
Yeah, exactly.
Ellis Island, yeah.
And so he immediately is like, no, well, they spoke Spanish. That hurt my American ears, and I'm going to call ICE. And then the part that was really funny was when he said that, like, you know, I pay their welfare, you know, all that is like, they're working. I don't think you need to pay for their welfare if they're working, you know? And,
Aaron Schlossberg is his name.
yeah.
He was running for something, wasn't he? He was running.
Well, he was a lawyer, that fucking worm.
Yeah.
But so he's just a lawyer for what? Well,
What kind of? It's probably a white collar lawyer.
I don't fucking know. But
Anyway,
I thought I kind of heard that he was running for something. But whatever
Is
whatever
it-
he's running
yeah.
for, he's not running for it anymore.
Oh no! I mean, so that both incidents are ridiculous. You know, well, one she was trying to hide her racism because and what's weird, it was in Oakland. And
Yeah.
California is a
It was-
very blue state,
Yeah.
like extremely blue.
New York's pretty blue too.
Yeah,
Crazy.
well, yeah. But she wasn't saying.
but remember, lift up the rock.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's true. So, but when he came in, he was saying he was going to call ICE and he was going to deport them all and all that. And these 2 incidents are, you know, it's at the point where we're at right now in this country. But it's just oh god, it just pissed me off. And the Oakland one ended kind of funny because she ended up crying, and you can tell the cops were there, and they were like, well, you know, whatever. So what happened was, like, the next day, a huge Black American community, because I'm not gonna say African because they're American.
Yeah.
But the Black American community came up, and they had a huge barbecue, and they just started just throwing it in her face. And that was excellent. That was amazing. That was amazing. That was badass.
When that shit happened, I love that.
And then, but what happened to the douchebag in New York was they started a GoFundMe page to have a mariachi band follow him.
That's amazing.
and when I heard that, it reminded me of in Family Guy where Stewie plays when he plays
leave me alone.
Yeah, leave me alone.
When he plays the tuba behind the fat person. But that was so bad at me, and that was so bad because what that guy said in there, I mean, God, and I'm being completely honest. If I was there, I don't care what kind of charges I would have got. He would have caught these hands, man.
Yeah.
I would have been like, nah, that's it. I would have punched him. Because it's to me, if you are degrading a person for speaking a language, you know, because obviously if they were speaking Spanish, they're helping someone who just came to this country, illegally or not. That's a whole different thing we'll get into. But you're just being a human being.
Yeah,
you're just trying to help.
Well, we're all just human beings.
Yeah, you know, and oh man, he would have caught these hands. I would have squared up. And you know what? I probably would have been like what you always said. I would have cheap shot him because it's just ridiculous. But obviously, off topic, but not off topic. But what happened to him? He ended up getting his office space. Fucking beer. His office space got terminated, so he's not working in that office anymore. He got followed outside his home. He got followed by a lot of Latino protesters, and that's good though because it shows that. I think because the way when Trump first came around and started this and I'm going to say it was anti-Mexican because that's who he targeted in his first speech, but it shows that Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Ecuadorians, any Central American, any Mexican, any person of Latin American descent stands up for themselves. And, it says like, no, enough's enough. Because let's be honest, that they do the work that no one else wants to do. And that's not putting them above anyone else. That's just saying that, hey, I have a family to support, or I'm going to do this job that no one else wants to do. Yeah. So it was really cool that they were out there singing in Spanish, and I guess they also got a GoFundMe account to bring a mariachi band.
That's fucking amazing.
To play
I love
for
that.
and no, that's good because it goes. America should be the country that in the 1900s, and even though there was still racism then, but what it was meant to be. It's meant to be from anyone from any country can come to America, and I know this is going to bring on the subject legally or illegally,
yeah.
But you're still coming to this country to better yourself.
Yeah, no,
and that should be what America is.
You come here to make America great.
Yeah, America great in the right way.
No, exactly. You know what? It's just a way for him to be able to just. He made words, which is make America great, and he made a whole little segment of sound bites. And that's just how Trump is. He makes sound bites. He makes sound bites, and then he gets people behind it, and he gets them to accept this bullshit. They eat that shit up, and they love it.
And they think he gave him permission to be racist.
No, exactly.
It was like, hey, we got this guy in office now. I can come out and I can say the things I want to say. Which of course, freedom of speech is there. That's what we're here for. That's why we can say right now what we're saying. But there's a limit to it.
Exactly, and you know what? And I'll be honest with you. He's backed some shady ass characters, especially some of those people that were part of the whole riots in what was it in not Carolina, what was it?
Was it Charlottesville?
Charlottesville. Yeah, he like it's fucking crazy. You think that like that motherfucker was not behind it, but like was just like okay with the fact that he's like, oh well, there's other shit that was happening too, not just the fact that these guys were just beating other motherfuckers up. There's two parts to the story. It's like, really, motherfucker, like now this motherfucker they killed someone because of it. Like there's bad shit behind that. But you know what? I'm glad that you brought up two stories that weren't emphasized to make a lot of the media just look terrible. Like there was one story that popped up that was actually really big, and they were trying to get people behind it by saying like, oh, Trump said this about illegals. Like he's calling illegals animals, and everyone was like, holy shit, he's calling illegals animals. Like that's not right. You can't call a human being an animal. Like, oh yeah, that's pretty bad. But then they didn't play the whole soundbite where he was talking about like MS-13, the MS-13 characters that were killing like innocent human beings, were killing people, doing some nasty ass shit, like cutting people's heads off and shit. It was just terrible, and like he's like, well, yeah, some of those.
And those people are bad people. Definitely, those are terrible people.
They're the bad of the bad. We all know that.
But every culture has bad people in it.
No, exactly.
There's bad Germans. There's bad Africans. There's bad Asians. There's bad people in every culture.
Exactly. And he was saying that with these MS-13 guys, like his whole soundbite was like, yeah, these MS-13s. Yeah, they're fucking animals. They probably shouldn't be in this fucking country.
Of course.
You know what?
And I think we can all agree on that.
Everyone get behind it. It's like, yeah, you know what? You're talking. You're speaking truth. But what was happening was a lot of the news people were saying like, well, like he was calling illegals animals. Just like, oh, wait a minute. Play the whole soundbite. He's talking about the MS-13, and then he's calling animals. Like he's not calling illegals animals. He's calling this group animals. Like you can't cut something out and then try to play it into your narrative.
Well,
it's and like.
And I think it happens at both ends.
It does happen a whole lot on both ends. But you gotta understand that like if you want your source to be truthful and your source to be in the proper scenario for people to actually listen to you and believe you. Then you shouldn't be cutting something to make it sound like it's something.
No, and that's what I always. What I do is I'll always listen to every aspect.
Exactly.
Yeah, why not? I mean, two sides every story.
I will listen.
Exactly.
I'll listen to what. Well, I won't fucking listen to Sean Hannity. That's for fucking sure. But I mean, I will tune into Fox News to see because you're hearing what Fox News has to say, then you hear what MSNBC has to say because they're. Right and left.
Well,
CNN has moved far left. But the best thing you can do is read a newspaper.
Exactly.
Read an article. And think for yourself. I mean, just because I'm out here saying what I believe in doesn't mean you have to believe what any of us believe in. You think for yourself. But, I mean, you also, I think what now, especially in this time of age, in this time, what you have to think about is like, there's a line of like decency, and so
exactly.
you don't cry or it's. And Tony said it best a couple of days. It was the last podcast when he's saying that America is going through its rebellious year. It's
because we're teenagers compared to other countries.
We're going through our teenage years where we're like we think we know best, and obviously we don't because. Today, or no, I think it was I forget, maybe yesterday or the day before, Bill Gates came out, and I guess Donald Trump asked Bill Gates what the difference was between HPV and HIV.
Nice.
Which is two different things all together.
And then what Bill Gates said, which was like eye-opening to show how I think we kind of regressed into our, where our leader is at. From what Bill Gates said, Donald Trump was very, he was very interested, or he had a keen eye for Bill Gates' daughter, for her appearance. Yeah. And it just goes to show you where we're at. Dude, Donald Trump is just a pervert. Let's just be flat out. Let's keep it funky. Donald Trump is a pervert.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna disagree. with
Donald
that.
Trump is a
even,
pervert.
Even people on his side would be like, yeah, he's kind of a pervert.
But you know what? That pisses me off
No,
because
hell yeah,
he has so many evangelical people on his side that's saying, "Oh, Donald Trump, he is as close to God
It's
as we
fucked
can
up,
get."
right?
But
Because like how? Like the motherfucker was fucking porn stars. We all know that.
bullshit, dude. I hate going all political on our podcast because we're just trying to have fun.
No,
You know, we're just trying to. But it just goes to show you where we're at. You know, as
right now as a country, yeah,
But
exactly.
it also brings a point, vote.
Vote.
When it comes time, vote. Get out there and vote.
yeah, I would
Get out there
say,
and if you don't like the way things are now, just vote.
Yeah, because as much as I rag, and you guys know this, I am probably I hate Donald Trump with a passion. I don't think I think he came out with I believe he came out with a racist rhetoric. That's all he was about, and flat out he just saying, and maybe. Well, no, I do think he's racist because I think all of this stuff, is starting to come out, and he probably didn't want. He didn't want to win the presidential election. I think what it was probably as simple as came out as a dare. Like, hey, do you think you can be president? And he's like, yeah, here, hold my beer.
Well, and he is a businessman. He's one of those things that knows.
I would love to say that that's true, but honestly, I feel like what ended up happening was the motherfucker loves attention. Like a mother. He loves that shit. Like he feeds off of that. And what ended up happening was he got elected, and he was like, "Well, shit." He's like, "Now I got all the attention on me," and like, but he still loves it. That's why he loves the sound bites. That's why he loves the Make America Great and all that. Like he'll make a sound bite, and then everyone behind him is the people that are just trying to fix whatever the fuck you can say.
But to be fair, he's a businessman, and if you know a businessman, it's all about the business.
Well,
and in the long run, that's what it is.
I think it's partly of that, but I think it's the majority. What you just said.
It's feeding his ego, man.
Yeah, it is.
He has. Bill Gates said that he arrived, talked to Bill Gates, and then he left, and then he came back in a helicopter. Why would he do that unless if you just want to just satisfy? Why would you do that unless your dick is like 3 inches long and you need to do this to make yourself feel good about yourself?
Yeah, motherfucker just being an ego. I think he feeds off that, and that's the reason why he's in the position he is because.
And he's made a lot of promises that he has not kept.
He'll say anything. He'll say anything he wants to get the praise that he.
But that's a businessman.
And you know what?
Again, businessmen will do that. Businessmen will get anything they can to get you to buy a product from them.
We're coming out.
Snake oil salesman.
We're coming out as just like liberal.
No, because
lefties.
No, because I called out the fact that you actually brought up two sources that were okay, that were fine, that were true. They were good stories. I didn't, and then I came up with the fact that there's other things that people. I'm pretty sure CNN ran the story, or maybe it was New York Times. It was someone that ran the story of the fact that Donald Trump was essentially calling illegals animals, which he wasn't, which he obviously wasn't, because there's some stories out there, and you know what, you said it earlier. You said you didn't want to hear Hannity's side of the story, which I get. Sometimes that guy is it's crazy, but I'll give you one take. I listen to Tommy Lauren. You guys know who Tommy Lauren is, and
I do not.
You guys will know. You guys will hate it.
God bless you, Mikey.
But it grits my teeth.
Bless your heart.
But no, because I fucking know. I gotta listen to the other side because I know the other side got that motherfucker elected, and that motherfucker is elected. He is our president, and the people that listen to her are the reason why he's elected. So I can't just be like, no, that shit ain't true. That shit ain't part of the storyline anymore. No, they are part of the story because he is where he is because of them, and that's why I can't just wipe her out of my memory. I'm just gonna be like, no, I'm all blue. I'm not gonna listen to anything red because if I listen to something red, it's gonna make me stupid or some fucking ignorant person. No, I gotta listen to what they said because that's the reason why he's where he is.
Yeah, I mean,
And he had, in the beginning when he was saying he's going to bring jobs back to the U.S.,
I get it.
you can get behind that where you're like, well, that's a good thing.
Hell yeah, and and I kind of feel like I got a little bit of shit because of that. Because I was listening to Tommy Lauren, I was like, no, like I fucking know she's crazy. I know she's fucking crazy. But she is behind him 100%. Like. She knows what he's saying. She will fight whatever he is trying to push. Which, don't get me wrong, there's some shit that he's like, you know what, he's fixed, or I guess tried, or at least tried. But like I know that she is the far right, and she's yelling at the camera most of the time. But the far right of what
like
his
Alex
saying
Jones?
is and shit, yeah. But
No, Alex Jones is a total different mess.
You're crazy. That's fucking crazy.
But
He is a different beast.
And like, so I listened to her and I'd be like, wow, what the fuck you drinking, man?
Well, I mean,
drinking some of that Kool-Aid.
No, I understand where you're coming from, but it would be very different if you had someone who was educated, and because when you're president of the United States, you listen to both sides.
You would think,
but
yeah.
We've come to the point, and it goes back to what Tony said. It's just we're just being rebellious, and as a country, we're being stupid, as any teenager would be stupid.
Yeah, drinking, smoking.
Yeah,
doing stuff that's like, oh, I don't need my parents to find out.
Why would you do that? Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So,
and other countries are like, wait, that doesn't make sense.
Which brings me to this point that I think our generation, because we're obviously kind of very different generational gaps.
Yeah.
Because Tony is a little bit
almost
older than
40,
me, and then I'm a little bit older than Mikey.
Yeah.
So I'm still like in the millennial. You're more the Generation X.
Yeah.
And I'm I guess we'll both be millennials.
Kinda, I'm like the end part of millennial.
Yeah, but and it's kind of cool because as a whole, what we do is we kind of use the internet as like a therapist.
Yeah,
sorry. Exactly. We'll make memes, or we'll make and I call them GIFs. Anyone who says GIFs can come and catch these hands because I call them GIFs. But we use that as like a source of like to vent.
Yeah.
Because we'll make memes, or we'll make everything of like anything. And especially like a couple weeks ago, when Kanye said that like slavery was a choice. I listened to Jesus and Miro on the AKA the Bodega Boys on my Apple podcast, and they were doing this one funny skit where they talk about like if when God told Noah, oh, you got to build an ark, and they're like, okay, we'll build an ark. You got to get 2 of each kind of animal, and they thought, oh, well, we'll just do a we'll just if you want to go, here you go. Yeah. If you want.
I gotta use that.
When you come back, you gotta drink more. You broke the seal. But it's funny because they use the Noah and God story because Kanye, I guess, said slavery was a choice, which is by far ridiculous. And I've never experienced racism, so I'm not going to be one to say it, but obviously it was not a choice.
No.
So,
no. I don't think no one chooses to be like, hey, I'm going to do everything you tell me and you can hit me if I don't do what you say. Like, no one does that unless you're a dominatrix or something.
Well, yeah. And it was funny because the way they talked about it was like God's telling Noah, okay, get 2 every kind of animal, and then Noah and they're actually, they're playing the parts, and they say like, no, you know what? You're God. You can just make these animals. And you know what? Kanye said that slavery was a choice, so I'm just out of here. And it just goes to prove the point that what Kanye said was just ridiculous. But at the same time, us using the internet and using this voice, it's like we know how to use we use the internet as a kind of, like I said, like kind of therapist. we can.
It's a way to get away.
It's a way to vent our feelings in a funny way, you know. So God bless the internet. God bless memes.
You know what's funny is all of us grew up in Jackpot.
Yeah.
We all did, and I think when you move out of Jackpot, it's a culture shock. Because I think, as much as I never experienced it, I think Jackpot was a close-knit community. And I had someone tell me that worked at the general store. I had someone tell me, when she worked there, that she's like, wow, I've never seen community like I've seen the community in Jackpot community. And it made me think, because, and the way she explained it was, obviously this is many, many years ago, she explained Jackpot as, we'll use an example. Your mom goes to the grocery store, doesn't have a car, she's buying a lot of groceries. Someone sees her, hey, you need a ride? Sure, I'll take you home. Where she said you don't see that in other communities. You don't see that sense of community. And I think a lot of stuff, I think sometimes if it wasn't for the internet, I think Jackpot would still be the same way. I think a lot of times, because I think back in the day when we were growing up, if there was racism, it was very little.
Yeah.
We didn't
we were
didn't
lucky
grow up
in that way.
Yeah, we didn't. Don't get me wrong. Every community has someone that's going to be racist, but I think we all got along. Everybody got along. Everybody hung out with each other. No one said anything that was out of line. And it's almost like you missed that kind of place where you're like, wow, it was, it didn't matter who you were. If you came to Jackpot, you're going to be one of us.
Yeah.
Whether you're a kid that's new to school or you're someone that just, it just seemed like everybody was.
And that's very true, because when we had a kind of a Latin American gangster problem at one time, where they wanted to form gangs like, we're Mexican, we're going to go against what these white kids say, and then the students actually were like, no, you know what, we're not going to be stupid, we're not. Why?
We're thinking rationally, right?
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't be part of that.
Why?
Yeah.
Why are we going to do that? And I think, and you know what? It's probably the same with every single small town. Is the kids police themselves?
Yeah, they know when enough is enough.
Yeah. They know. My cousin Eric Cervantes was probably Jackpot's. I'm not going to say worst student, but one of the craziest students.
Also one of the smartest students.
Yeah, but look at he is living his life. He is a good father. He has a good job.
Great wife.
Yeah, he's. I think we just knew when to police ourselves.
Yeah,
when to say when enough is enough.
Yeah, Yahweh. That's it. Yeah.
Got in my thing.
Yeah. Like, hey, you knew that. Hey, you crossed the line, and that line has been crossed, and everyone around you's like, you should have never crossed that line.
Yeah.
Hey, we've stayed on this side of the line all the time. Now you've gone over that line, and that's not cool. And we should never do that again.
So
'cause I've seen some crazy things that Eric has done. I've been part of some things that Eric has done, but there's always been parts where it's like, hey, we should never go there.
Yeah, I think it just boils down to, and this is the argument I always get, and I just get, I don't know, for some reason I always get suckered into these Facebook arguments. That's why I kind of deleted it too, because I was like, nah, I'm not going to be. But it's sometimes being liberal is not just, it's just having common sense. If a woman wants to have an abortion, that's her choice. It's her body. A guy should not have any say in it. If you get a girl pregnant, she wants to keep it, man up. If she doesn't, that's her choice. I think it just boils down to just having common sense. And that's what that's why I always hate just saying, like, when people say, "Oh, you're just so liberal." It's like, no, I just have common sense.
I mean, it's hard, man. I can't say I can say I'm 100% behind you when you say that, but there's plenty of people in this country that that don't see it that way. And
Oh, definitely.
and
Yeah.
like and there's people that are raised in that same environment that just won't that just haven't seen it. They haven't seen it that way. They're literally only seen one way, and the one way is, well, I'm gonna keep this child, and I want to keep this child even though I'm not fit for it. But you know what? That's the only way.
Because they think that's the
And-
right thing to do.
Well,
and you know what? It could be. You know, we don't fucking know that. Like, that's their life. You know, but
Again, because we can't tell them what to do.
exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you want to believe that that abortion is a sin, if you want to believe all that, and if the other person believes that too, then fine.
Because we live in America and that you have every right to believe that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's just it. Like, if
But
you understand,
you should always respect what. I guess women should get paid as much as men. Women should get the equal choices that men have,
definitely.
and that's where it ends. We're all humans. We all live in one place. We're all living in America. Everything should be equal.
And why the fuck is it so different?
Yeah.
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 That's exactly it. And that's what my problem is why the fuck is it so different? There shouldn't be a difference. And the fact that it is, that shit fucking irks me.
And to bring up something Tupac said, he said that will hate the ladies that make the babies, since a man can't make one, he has no right to tell a woman when and where to create one.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
You know what?
We have no right.
You
You either have the choice to either make that baby or you have the choice to take that baby.
Well,
Guys.
to be fair, Tupac also said, like, how do you want it? So Tupac said both sides of the fence, dude.
He's still asking the question to the girl. He's like, how do you want it? You know?
Yeah.
He's still asking the question. All right.
Prepare
good.
thy
Well,
asshole.
We're at an hour and 30, so I think this.
Well, I was going to bring up one more thing when you said about
Go
raising.
ahead, then.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton wrote a book, and I think it was called "It Takes a Village."
Yeah.
And I think Jackpot was the village. I think it was not just your parents raising, it was all the parents raising I remember someone accused me and Mike's brother of smoking one time. We got in trouble for it. We weren't smoking. It was cold outside, and we pretended that the breath of air was smoke. But someone saw us and told both of our parents. And I think it's because it takes a village to raise a kid.
Yeah.
You know, and I think, and that's what Jackpot was. Is I think a lot of it has to do is because, you know, if somebody else's parents saw you doing something wrong, they would just tell you, "Hey, Dean, what are you doing? Knock that off." I remember one time I was behind your guys' house and I decided to light a firework. Your mom came out and chewed me out. Because why would you put a firework on a piece of metal and just let it rattle off? You know, because it was like.
And that was back when behind Twin Springs there was just a bunch of sagebrush. Right?
Fire's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Fire's gonna happen.
And it was just like, it wasn't. And my mom wouldn't hate her for yelling at me. It's like, hey,
Thank you.
thank you for yelling at me because you shouldn't have been doing that.
You should have been a fucking idiot.
No, I mean that.
As I said,
I cosplaying fire.
and that's what I liked about Jackpot is, you know, and again, not everybody got along in Jackpot. We can't lie and say everybody did.
No, yeah, I get that.
But again, to quote Tupac, we might fight amongst each other, but I promise you this: we'll burn this bitch down, get us pissed.
yeah.
Because that's exactly what will happen. I think if you got enough people in Jackpot mad, they might all be fighting, but in the long run, we all lived in Jackpot, and we're going to make sure at the end of the day that.
That's true.
Well, I'll just end this on a lighter note.
After this, Dean.
One time there, remember when Pete's used to have the Keg Sweets picnic?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I think everyone does.
Yeah.
Where everybody came and had a good time, and no one cared who you were.
Yeah.
Dean,
Oh, one time.
let's hear it.
Lupe and Faustino were like, all right, you know what, because the picnic, you would always get the free food.
Yeah.
Keg Sweets picnic. They made me get like an 8-patty burger. just fucking fill it in the top. And it looks like, all right, Dean, eat this, man. You can do it. You got it, man. And me and being like, oh yeah, you know what? Like, yeah, I got this. I decided
I'll do it.
I just picked it up and started eating. And my dad walked by. My dad looked at me and looked at the burger and just shook his head. And I was like, well, I'm 12 years old, and I just disappointed my dad. So you know what? Maybe not everything that came out of Jackwell was good.
Not everything.
No, because we probably have some stories that are not so happy out of.
I'm sure there isn't.
But anyway, if this is your first time listening, thanks for coming by. Remember to smash that subscribe button and also that like button if you like what you're listening. That way we create more content just like you up here.
Oh, and I totally forgot. A shout out goes to my cousin,
Thank you, Dean.
Michelle Flores, who also has a podcast, Camel Toe. And I told her this because I was messaging her on Instagram. We get a little drunk and we forget what we're talking about, but she has a podcast, Camel Toe Candor, where she just talks about things that no woman should be ashamed to talk about.
Exactly. No.
And I think it's just because we share that same Flores blood, where we just kind of
talk.
we just say what we feel. So a special shout out goes to my cousin Michelle Flores, and you know what? And her sisters Stephanie, Xochitl, Desiree, her brother Clifton, and Jason. Shout out goes to them. And you know, if you have a chance, it's on iTunes. I'm sorry. It's on podcasts. If you have an Apple phone, Camel Toe Candor, go check it out. It's really, really good. And
Yeah. Shout out to Michelle.
Yeah.
All right.
So the Drunk Weekends LB podcast is produced every Saturday for your enjoyment. Come back as often as you feel. And also we're available on Twitter and Instagram at Drunk Weekends LV and at Facebook.com/Drunk Weekends LV. The show is available to watch every Sunday.
We can hope.
We can hope. As long as there's technical difficulties are out of the way. But hey, we're new, we're learning. As this, you know, again, just smash that like button, subscribe button. That's all we ask.
And let's keep it funky. We're like those SoundCloud rappers. I don't know about you guys,
we are.
but like we're on Twitter. We're like, you know, someone might have a family member that passed away, and we're like, hey man, yeah, dude, I feel your pain, but you know what? Hey, listen to episode 3. It's really good, man. It helps with your pain. we're on those dark corners of the web. We're on Reddit. We're on. I guess we're on adult websites, just commenting on videos. Like, hey, just check this out, man.
You know what's gets me on SoundCloud rappers is the ones that are like, hey, you know who this is. It's like, I don't know who this is.
Thank you for reminding me. DJ Khaled, if you got any people listening to this, or you're a cornball.
Yeah, fucking DJ Cat. What the fuck is wrong with you?
You're an idiot.
You're a stupid motherfucker. You stupid schmuck. What the hell are you thinking, man?
You're taking the best part
of it all. And thinking like, I'm the king? Shut the fuck up, you stupid schmuck. The next time you think, just don't fucking talk. Because everyone loves that shit, and you were over here sitting thinking like it was the worst thing in the world. You stupid motherfucker.
And if you know, you know. If you don't, Google it.
Yeah.
If you Google it, we're not pervs.
You know what we're talking
listen
about.
Listen to Dean's cousin's podcast.
Yeah,
She's probably going to talk about it too.
Exactly. You respect both sides.
Exactly. All right. Good night, everyone. Good night.